go live. We're live now, Narayan Prabhu, so you can read and stop and ask for comments or whatever you
Okay,
like.
exactly. This is a posting which I sent to Bobby Hebert. He's done a great deal of devotional service. He's led kirtan. He's affected literally millions of people with kirtan, and he's sold many records. He's done all sorts of things. He doesn't think that using Prabhupada's melodies is vital, and I'm in the process of convincing him that it is. But this posting here is just sort of like almost like a random out of the sky posting to just give an idea of where I'm going with Bobby Hebert.
Okay,
because he was challenging me. He was challenging me. What is your people disagree with you, and what are your ideas? Why do you have such ideas? And I'm arguing that if people disagree with me, that's fine. Not that they can confront me and present me with their disagreement. Not that I'm a bad guy because two people think I'm a bad guy. They should come forward. Okay, anyhow, I'll read it. It may not be that good for you, but it's short enough. So if you don't like it, just say, oh, that wasn't as good as I hoped. Well, whatever you want, okay? So the first line, I think, is useful. They are all hoping that their fantasy of mortals becoming gurus will come true. I'm talking about the ISKCON devotees. They're all hoping that their fantasy of mortal men becoming gurus will become true. Then I write, most devotees were former Catholics, so it is only natural, as Bobby Hebert was, so it is only natural for them to be seeking out popes, cardinals, bishops, monsignors, etc. I say, I was raised as a devout atheist, which gave me a wonderful opportunity to question everything, which I did. I was raised to honor the beliefs of all people. So when I studied Zen Buddhism with Suzuki Roshi for several years, I was able to refine my already atypical cognitive processes. Like Elon Musk, I am partially blessed with Asperger's, which gives me a sedantic nature and an ability to separate the shit from the candy. I'm not sentimental, and I do not seek comfortable social situations for nice, affectionate, supportive friends. I'm reading this, but in a sense, I'm advising everyone like this. How to be is good. I am saying that's good for me. I'm saying give it a try. You'll find it good for you, I think. I'm not sentimental. I do not seek comfortable social situations for nice, affectionate, supportive friends. Nor nice, affectionate, supportive friends. I must be free for decisive thought, and trading that for a friendly comfort zone is as horrible as I can imagine. I'm saying this for everyone. I'm suggesting I, me, you, we all must be free for decisive thought, and trading that for a friendly comfort zone is as horrible as I can imagine. If anyone disagrees with my rather vocal opinions, I invite them to the League for 10K or to email me and phone me in person. That applies to everyone too. I have no desire to push my views on those of others over those of others. My life has basically become an istagosti, so I will meet any opposing view right on to prove or be disproven. I'll read that again. I didn't get it myself. I have no desire to push my views over those of others. My life has basically become an istagosti, so I will meet any opposing views right on to prove or to be disproven. Okay, I have no desire to be right, but I will fight to the death to discover the truth, particularly if it differs from my present view. You see, I have no desire to be right, but I will fight to the death to discover the truth, particularly if it differs from my present view. If that's the truth. If it's not the truth, I will not be defeated. Srila Prabhupada's books contain sufficient Shastra. He's always saying Shastra, you need to go to Shastra. I think this going to Shastra is overstated because most of the things we're dealing with have nothing to do with Shastra. But Srila Prabhupada's books contain sufficient Shastra. I am saying, I am looking for real men who dare to use common sense that does not conflict with Shastra. I repeat, I am looking for real men who dare to use common sense that does not conflict with Shastra. I find that both the good guys and the bad guys, I find that both the good guys and the bad guys are loaded up to their ears in bullshit. Bullshit will not deliver a single soul from repeated birth and death. That's the end of that. When I say that I find that both the good guys and bad guys are loaded up to their ears of bullshit, what I mean is everybody is talking about, not dealing sedantically with the absolute issue at hand. That we need to go for. And I am saying the issue at hand is bring Prabhupada back into the center of ISKCON in his recorded form. That's the last, I think I want to say. But I was saying bullshit will not deliver a single soul from repeated birth and death. Is that okay?
Excellent. So from that writing, we can understand that most devotees, Prabhupada disciples, and ISKCON, Kanishta Adhikari, Guru disciples, everyone more or less has a material motive. That's why they cannot have Prabhupada in the center.
Yes. Yes, I applaud.
So with that being said, as long as we carry this mentality of material desires and profiting from it by either grossly or subtly thinking that, I'm an important person, or I'm guru, or I'm this, I'm that, how can Prabhupada be in the center? It is absolutely not possible.
Yes. Keep going.
That's it. That's what I'd like to say. That's what you were hinting towards. I can see that,
Absolutely. Absolutely. You said, I was hinting and you got it nail on the head.
So anyone else can comment. Mohit Prabhu, Rupa Manjari, Mahaprabhu. That's what I'm dealing with, because I've been working with the local devotees for several years, and every time I hear from them, it's like, oh, we're collecting money to build a temple, or when Krishna desires, we'll have a temple. Not anything about what exactly Prabhupada wanted. It's like, I have my material desires, and that takes priority.
Yes. So temple means comfortable chair for my butt to put in.
Yeah.
My butt in.
Yeah.
And then I will sit there saying, I contributed to this temple, so my chair is extra nice.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have a closer relationship in my chair and my butt in my chair to the deities.
Right.
I can see the deities and they're smiling. That means I did the right thing.
Yeah, even among the Ritviks, I've noticed this, which is very prominent, whoever they may be. Just like someone mentioned, we'll be doing a Ritvik initiation, What is the goal of that? To get Prabhupada in the center, or to use this word, oh, Ritvik, we got people initiated?
Yeah, that's Bobby Hebert, actually.
So that has been noticed by several people, Okay, let's see if we have any questions from our devotees online. Many of these devotees who are prominent people, temple presidents, this, that, they don't say things as it is, It's just recently that Bobby Hebert is coming out and speaking publicly about Srila Prabhupada and how Prabhupada has been neglected and sidelined. So that's a great start. That's what I've noticed. Just by the Zoom meetings that we're having, Ishtagoshti meetings, he was inspired to speak on the different subject matters that shed some light. They say, Bobby Hebert Prabhu is saying that how they appointed Gopal Krishna to be a guru when they were having trouble with Kirtanananda back in 1980 or something. They said, oh, this Kirtanananda is just too much. Let's appoint Gopal Krishna as a guru. And that's what they did.
So Bobby Hebert writes We are having a Ritvik initiation ceremony this weekend online. 7 new people. That's very exciting for me to see this happening. Yasodhanandan is performing the fire sacrifice. Eh? And I write, as neophytes, what we do and say has no relevance to the destiny of the world. As neophytes, we need to work with the puzzle at hand and realize that with or without our input, that Srila Prabhupada is literally living still and sound via his recorded lectures and kirtans, Pradanga lessons, etc.
Excellent.
Then Baby Hebert writes, if we perform devotional service according to Prabhupada's direction, that makes a difference. Then I'm writing it again. Since I'm not a devotee of either Tamal or his guru, Narayan Maharaj, I abhor the use of the Narayan Maharaj introduction of the term Ritvik. Let's see, what does she say?
Officiating Acharya. You use the word officiating Acharya.
Yeah. The term Srila Prabhupada used on July 9th is the same term that they used on May 28th, which is officiating Acharya. We must choose between officiating Acharya and Tamal's term of Ritvik, which Tamal used in his July 9th letter, falsely attributed to Srila Prabhupada. Tamal widely broadcast that it was he, not Srila Prabhupada, who wrote the July 9th letter. Interestingly, just a couple of days ago, I saw that Tamal said that. He claimed that he was the author of the letter, and here we have all these people claiming that Prabhupada was the author of the letter. Isn't that interesting? I've said that, but Tamal claimed that it was his letter, not Prabhupada's. And he signed in the middle, and Tamal knew enough to know that signing in the middle meant that it was his letter. Okay, then the other person writes, it was written on behalf of my Guru Prabhu. I received personally the letter. Again, answer my question, yes or no. Do you accept the ISKCON Guru system of initiation? I write, Tamal, not Srila Prabhupada, is the author of the Ritvik letter. Tamal signed as author on the bottom center of the letter. Srila Prabhupada signed on the left-hand side as witness, giving approval to Tamal's letter. If you do not believe me, show the July 9th letter to your contract's attorney, and he will explain the difference in legality to you. Srila Prabhupada had been using officiating acharyas from the early 1970s, and he wanted his system to smoothly continue. Tamal authored the July 9th letter to enable him to declare the 11 GBCs to become regular gurus, and he lied about the purpose of the letter. Srila Prabhupada wanted to prevent the 9 zonal GBCs from creating 9 separate ISKCONs and used the July 9th letter to trick the 9 zonal GBCs into one tight group. He knew that the Ritviks would quickly declare themselves regular gurus. It even sent them to Sridhar Maharaj, who had already destroyed the Gaudiya Math by appointing Ananta Vasudev to be Acharya. He knew that Sridhar would be easy to fool into making them into regular gurus. His purpose was to keep ISKCON in one piece until we developed the intelligence to see beyond the useless July 9th letter and resume Srila Prabhupada's long-standing practice of using the term representative acharyas who managed the Agnihotra ceremony for Srila Prabhupada. Due to the simple fact that Srila Prabhupada could obviously not initiate over 5,000 disciples personally in the world. The clear distinction between officiating acharya and Tamal's term Ritvik must be clarified so that the ISKCON movement could go on. And I write, to answer your above question regarding initiation, accept Srila Prabhupada, not Tamal. All initiations will produce disciples of Prabhupada only by his long-standing use of officiating acharyas. All such initiates will be initiated disciples of Srila Prabhupada as practiced by ISKCON from 1970 to 1977. Tamal's July 9th Ritvik letter has nothing to do with post-Prabhupada initiations. Srila Prabhupada engineered it to trick Tamal and the other GBCs into not splitting ISKCON into 9 pieces. Thus, Tamal, not Srila Prabhupada, signed the letter. Srila Prabhupada signed on the left as witness, giving approval. Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON initiated system is to use officiating acharyas to initiate on his behalf. Is this difficult to understand? Srila Prabhupada did not personally send you the July. Oh, Srila Prabhupada did not personally. He said, what did he say up here? He said, I was written on behalf of my Guru Prabhupada. Oh, I received personally this letter. Oh yeah, Srila Prabhupada did not personally send you the July 9th letter. Tamal sent the letter and said it was from Srila Prabhupada. Did Srila Prabhupada add a handwritten note to the letter to you? All of this has nothing to do with ISKCON 500 years from now, which should be the concern of every living disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And then he says, okay, how do you think the initiation should be handled? This is a new status for this devotee. With ISKCON restored to Srila Prabhupada and the GBC elected as per the direction of management, Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON will accept new disciples via his officiating acharyas, who would be Brahmin-initiated serious senior devotees. These officiating acharyas would have no ongoing connection to those that they initiate. The initiates would accept Srila Prabhupada's both Diksha and Shiksha Guru with none of the obnoxious Shiksha proprietary ongoing ownership extracted by typical gurus, just as Yosoda with the lame Hare Krishna society. The officiating acharyas ordered by Srila Prabhupada would have no bogus Shiksha claim on Srila Prabhupada's new disciples initiated into ISKCON by Srila Prabhupada's officiating acharyas. For the present time, we can use Srila Prabhupada's term of officiating acharya and forego the scandal-ridden guru-murdering term introduced by Tamal via Narayan Maharaj.
Okay, so I mean, you're reading, but there has to be some discussion too. So I'm
okay. Well, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, because what we can do is you have read that part, so we don't have a copy of that. So can you just go over the highlights? Then we can. Okay, so you are saying that the word Ritvik being used was introduced by Tamal Krishna, and Prabhupada used the word officiating acharya, which is a much, much better word than the so-called Ritvik word.
Go ahead.
And then,
I wish you'd stop me while I was reading.
Okay, yeah. So Bobby Hebert Prabhu is asking, how would the initiations go on? And you answered that any priest can offer this officiating acharya initiation, not just not the Ritvik version of Tamal Krishna and
Right.
Narayan Maharaj, right?
Right.
And then
go ahead.
And then you mentioned something about Yashoda. What did you say? Yashoda, Shiksha and Diksha, or what's going on there?
Okay, extracted by typical Ritvik gurus. Okay, let's say the initiates would accept Srila Prabhupada as both Diksha and Shiksha Guru with none of the obnoxious Shiksha proprietary. I'm saying that because the Ritviks like to call themselves Shiksha Gurus, but I don't agree with it. I say Diksha Guru. Shiksha proprietary ongoing ownerships extracted by typical Ritvik gurus. In other words, they want to be known as the initiator and therefore be honored as the initiator as time goes on. This should not be there. The only person to be honored is Srila Prabhupada.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Even if Yashoda Nandana does an officiating acharya ceremony, he has no proprietorship to be a Shiksha Guru or a subtype of authority in their life.
Or Diksha Guru.
Huh?
Or Diksha Guru.
Or Diksha Guru, okay.
We have that experience. So with Yasoda Nandan, he wants all the people that he initiates to come and join his Hare Krishna Society centers. And he goes on, well, there's more to be said in this thing. So let me know.
And he wants them to donate lots of money.
Oh.
So what's the difference between Yasoda and a regular bogus guru.
Hare Krishna, Ron, bro. Haribol.
Yes, bolo.
Bro, I have when you were saying that materialistic, they are working towards materialistic things, bro. I guess that's okay, bro, because for a grasta life, right? Certain material things are required. That's okay. You can, I mean, if they follow the example of Prabhupada, Prabhupada always wanted his devotees to be grastas, and he went with just 10 rupees in his pocket and everything they got through chanting, right?
Yes,
Chanting the melodious name, Krishna will provide you. So that's not
exactly.
wrong of being materialistic. Yeah, Prabhu, sorry. There's
Precisely.
nothing wrong. Yeah. This is not wrong in being materialistic, but minimize your requirements and just use it for Prabhupada's preaching, right? For Krishna's Krishna's name. That's it.
So
I
if
don't-
you're very, go ahead.
Yeah, Prabhu. Go
Yes.
ahead, go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
no,
sorry
you
to
talk. I want you to talk.
Hare
I like
Prabhu,
what you're
go
saying.
ahead. I forgot. Go ahead. You were saying
Okay.
something.
So the thing is, if you're rich, then everything goes on nicely and you can be very generous. If you're poor, you can give a fruit, a flower, water, and he will accept it. So there's no difference between the rich man offering so many opulent things and the poor man offering fruit and flower, because he picks
Exactly.
the flower and he picks the fruit from the tree, mango or something, if he's in India, and then water he can get from the stream in a cup, clean cup, and he brings that and offers that to Krishna. He says, "My dear Lord Krishna, there's the rich man offering so many things. You must really like that. And I have something little to offer you. I hope you will accept it." But if Krishna speaks, he would say, "The rich man is not all that sincere. He's giving because he's rich. But you're giving from your heart because you've taken things the only things you can get. And I accept that very much."
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right. Okay.
So, bro, if the temples want something materialistic, right? If they're using it for Krishna, that's not wrong, right? Prabhupada always wanted like this, but they're just not following what Prabhupada wanted, right? Just follow Prabhupada and you'll get everything, Prabhu. Krishna gives you everything, right? From materialistic things to everything. If it's used for Krishna's,
If it's in your karma to get it, you'll get it. You don't have to endeavor for things which are already set aside as a quota.
Krishna's not a poor man.
Yes.
If you're doing something that
Exactly.
pleases him enormously and requires money or requires clothes or requires shoes, they will show up for you. They will appear for your benefit.
Yes.
And if you don't need, maybe they will not appear.
Yes.
Krishna just requires your bhav, right? He just requires your humble heart, right? He just wants you to call him. Just call him from your heart rather than your money, right?
He wants your service also. He wants
Exactly,
to
bro. Haribol. Yeah.
and deliver the fallen souls. We chant and deliver the fallen souls. Krishna will give us the power to do it. And the money, if it needs money. If we want to open a temple, that's a good temple to have, that Krishna would like to see happen for so much kirtan inside, he will produce the money to buy the temple. You don't have to go to Birla or to any richer Indians to get the money. When we started out, there were no rich Indians in California.
Haribol. Birla will come automatically, Prabhu. If your chanting is going great, you follow Prabhupada's books, right? You preach according to Prabhupada, he will come automatically, Prabhu.
Exactly.
You don't need to go to him and ask for donations, I guess. Exactly, Prabhu.
Okay, so are we going to continue reading Nara Narayan Prabhu? Can you pick up some points from there
Okay, sure.
and then read it? So because we don't have it on screen.
I know that's the problem.
Very
So
happy to see you guys.
Stop me
Prabhu,
the
after so many days.
minute. Stop me the minute.
Hi, Prabhu.
Where's Mahaprabhu?
Right.
Mahaprabhu, where are you? Haribol.
Mahaprabhu's not here, Prabhu. He's not here.
Achha.
He has to leave early usually.
I wish you guys come to Vrindavan, Prabhu.
We are in Vrindavan. You're in Vrindavan.
We'll have
We're
a
in
gala
Vrindavan.
time. You're on already. I need your association, bro. Here, if you guys can come,
Okay.
plan it, bro.
Bobby Heberman is asking, okay, how do you think the initiation should be handled?
Okay.
That's interesting because he usually thinks he has all the answer and nobody else does. So asking a question like that, even if he's not completely, it sounds like a sincere question. I accept it as sincere. So he says, how do you think initiation should be handled? Then I write, with ISKCON restored to Srila Prabhupada and his GBC elected as per the direction of management, Srila Prabhupada / ISKCON will accept new disciples via his officiating acharyas who will be Brahmin initiated senior devotees. Those officiating acharyas would have no ongoing connection to those that they initiate. Oh, actually, I've read this one. The initiate, it's okay again. The initiates will accept Srila Prabhupada as both Diksha and Shiksha Guru. Shiksha is not really necessary, Diksha Guru, but the Rithviks like to consider themselves Shiksha Gurus, with none of those obnoxious Shiksha proprietary means I get something, ongoing proprietary ownership extracted by typical Rithvik Gurus, such as Yasoda with his lame Hare Krishna society. The officiating acharyas ordered by Srila Prabhupada would have no bogus Shiksha claim on Srila Prabhupada's new disciples initiated into ISKCON by Srila Prabhupada's officiating acharyas. For the present time, we can use Prabhupada's term officiating acharyas and forego the scandal-ridden guru murdering term introduced by Narayan Maharaj.
You mean Ritvik? Yes, the Ritvik word.
Yeah. The term meaning Ritvik, yes.
Yes.
Introduced by Tamal via Narayan Maharaj. Any comments?
So this Ritvik word was demonized because Tamal Krishna basically used it, and it was given by some Narayan Maharaj. So, why did they perpetually Ritvik? Why didn't they use the word officiating acharya?
Because they misunderstood the July 9th letter. They thought that the July 9th letter was Prabhupada's order, and therefore it must be followed, and that when the gurus became regular gurus, they renounced or defied the July 9th letter. So people are stuck on the July 9th letter. They write about the July 9th letter, all of that. I consider the July 9th letter was a trick that Prabhupada had. Kamal thought he tricked Prabhupada, and the proof is he wrote to people that his July 9th letter, he called it the letter that he wrote.
Which he did write.
Which he did write. But everyone else thought it was Prabhupada because they're clinging to some possibility of how the ISKCON movement could go on without the bogus gurus. So they cling to the July 9th letter. And it's time to stop clinging to it, because if you really want to admire the July 9th letter, admire it as being a trick. When Tamal said Ritvik, Prabhupada backed out of the conversation, and Tamal filled up the list. Prabhupada approved the list, but they were all people that were GBCs anyhow. They had to be gurus, because if they weren't, it's going to split apart. And because they were murdering Prabhupada, poisoning him at the meals before this conversation was being taken, believe it or not, when he was being murdered right then, Srila Prabhupada knew, and here I get controversial with Ritviks, Prabhupada knew and wanted the 11 gurus to become regular gurus.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Not because they were qualified. That's a big joke. Not for any good reason did he want them to be regular gurus. But that's what they wanted. They were going to do it. And guess what it produced when they went to Sridhar? It kept the movement from being split into 9 pieces.
Yeah, and it's very expertly arranged that ISKCON is still together, meaning that even though it's a global corporation, it's still one entity, more or less.
Yes, Well, yeah, even
Wherever
the
the
GBC
murdering
having
comes.
coordinated it, has glued it together or digested it, stuffed it in their fat stomach or something.
Yeah.
So I
In-
still can't digest that. How can someone, I mean, how can someone just what Prabhupada has given to the world and how can you murder him, right? Just for fame and money. Not fame, just for
Well,
just fame and
you know, it's not hard to understand why they poisoned him, murdered
it's
him.
not it's not digestible that bro. They want to murder. I mean, I know he's been murdered, but it's like I can't take it under my
Because
heart or throat that
they wanted to be successor gurus, and they couldn't
bro.
do it when he was alive.
If they can ask Prabhupada, Prabhupada would have given everything to them, right? They would have asked Prabhupada, everything would have been given to them, right?
But,
When
they
you're
were
following
afraid.
Prabhupada,
that
everything comes to you, Prabhu. I mean, how can
if
someone
you follow
murder?
Prabhupada, you don't want to become guru. You want to become disciple.
Exactly,
Never
bro.
mind. The mood of the disciple is not to kill the guru and become guru.
Guru
Which
become
Prabhupada
guru.
said. He said in 1976 or 7, kill guru, become guru. He knew what they were doing. He's Trikalagya. He can see he's empowered by Krishna. Anything Krishna that wants him to know, he will know. So it's ridiculous to think he didn't know he was being poisoned. It was ridiculous to think that he didn't know that they wanted to become gurus. So he had ended up trying. But what they were afraid of is that Prabhupada would appoint somebody else to be a guru, and they wouldn't be gurus.
Why
That's
would
why-
Prabhupada do that, bro? They're just
Huh?
scared of their position and power. Why would
Oh,
Prabhupada
yeah.
do that, bro?
Oh no, Prabhupada didn't intend to make them gurus anyhow. They were not
It's a mundane topic. Why would he make someone a guru, bro? When he's a pure devotee, he knows that he has the power to change the world, right? He's changed all around the world. He's changed through his
But he can only do it
Vani.
through love, surrender, and participation from surrendered devotees. These 11 gurus were not surrendered devotees. They were ambitious people that wanted to take over.
Let's say, for example, bro.
It
Let's
happens
say,
in
for
every
example,
country.
yeah, bro.
That
Let's
when
say,
the
for
king
example,
is-
he was not murdered. If, let's say, for example, Srila Prabhupada was not murdered, then how would ISKCON be running, bro?
Okay,
It would
they
be
were
like
afraid
great.
that if he was not murdered, he was going to live for 10 more years, the astrologer said.
Hari bol jai.
Yeah, can you imagine? He would have finished the Srimad Bhagavatam, he would have written the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, but they killed him. Even the key is he told them, I will not leave before I finish Srimad Bhagavatam. He only got the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the thing is, when they murdered him, why did they feel so much in a hurry to kill him? Killing him was apparently necessary for them. But why
Just
did
for
they,
simplicity.
why so soon?
So they could enjoy.
Well, that's
What?
one reason. That's one good solid reason.
They enjoyed what they enjoyed?
Enjoy being a Sullivan sannyasi when you can have a young body to have sex with your disciples. But which they did. But the thing is, the big reason is there was Gaur Govinda from Bhubaneswar, and there was talk that he might be named the guru.
Acha.
So they had to kill Prabhupada before he appointed Gaur Govinda.
How can someone kill Prabhupada if he's not his disciple also? If you just see his picture, if you just read his scriptures, just don't take initiation from him, then also you're so influenced of such a great man. How can someone kill? I mean, Prabhu.
Well, that's in the
so
Shastra, Prabhu.
frustrating, Prabhu.
There's two forces in the universe, Suras and Asuras. And the Suras and Asuras are always fighting. There was one time.
How can someone be an Asura after being in touch with Prabhupada, bro?
Well,
no one can be an Asura by touching Prabhupada, right? Just seeing him, people are changed.
Could Hiranyakashipu become an Asura by touching his own son, Prahlad? He tried to kill his son in so many ways, who was a pure devotee like Prabhupada. Prahlad is an avatar.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
And he is just, if Prabhupada and Prahlad were in the same room, you would hear a wonderful conversation that was on this
Haribo.
platform from Krishna Loka.
We're
this
coming
was-
down to the wire, Prabhus. We're coming down to the wire. About 2 more minutes. We might go a little over. So let's
Okay.
try to wrap it up.
There's a new thing which Prabhu told me that if Prabhupada would have lived for 10 more years, that would be something different, right?
Yeah, that is what Srila Prabhupada said. His Guru Maharaj could have lived longer because he was so disgusted with what was going on in the Gaudiya Math, he decided to leave early.
But he left because it's one of his disciples injected or had a doctor inject him with lethal poison.
Yeah.
What? Doctor injected, Prabhu?
Bhaktisiddhanta. It's not untypical. Killing guru to become guru is what materialistic people feel they should have.
I mean, yeah.
And Bhaktisiddhanta was surrounded by people that were absolute materialists. But anyhow, let me read another paragraph, okay?
Sure, we got 2 minutes, Prabhu.
Okay. By using the term officiating acharya, we can avoid perpetuating the current aslaki of Tamal. The July 9th letter has been completely misunderstood. Srila Prabhupada used that letter to fool the 11 poisoners. We should not be such fools as to be fooled as well. Srila Prabhupada did not create anything new. He was using officiating acharya since 1970. Okay, then I said, then he says, can you send me the Shastric quotes to support your points? And I say, Srila Prabhupada did not use Shastric points, neither did Tamal. Shastric quotes. Okay, he says, that's not my understanding, thank you. Let's get Yasoda's guidance on this. Probably you raised some interesting points. And I write, Srila Prabhupada's words are as good as Shastra, no? This case calls for common sense and a clear understanding of Srila Prabhupada's written and spoken words. This is not a typical ISKCON Shastric word game. Yasoda is a non-ISKCON quasi-guru. You and I can resolve these issues man to man. He writes, I've known him for a long time, Prabhu. We both seek the truth, and by Krishna's grace, the truth will be revealed to us. I write. He is knowledgeable. Bobby Hebert writes, he is very knowledgeable and had much service as association with Prabhupada. As you know, brother, he's also Canadian. He puts Canadian. We have a group of 5 that I can ask their opinion as well. They are very knowledgeable as well as to get to the bottom of the discussion. Okay, you're a smart devotee as well. Okay, I write about Yasoda. He and I were friends and associates since 1970. Around 2012, my wife learned some things from his wife, who was working to support him economically 100%. That made it clear he was playing a double game. Rupa, can you give some insights into what his wife
No,
told
Rupa
you?
Manjari Prabhu's not on the call, so she
Oh,
just left. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yasoda, too bad. Yasoda is 100% against the DOM and supports Tamal's term Ritvik and opposes Srila Prabhupada's use of the term officiating acharya. He also cannot understand how Tamal tricked Tamal with the July 9th letter, which I have explained above. He also states that the ISKCON deities installed by Srila Prabhupada are now just stone idols due to the GBC having appointed Bodhisattva gurus. Your 7 initiates would be far better off having you serving as the officiating acharya by far. And you would save on the cost of Greyhound bus fare ticket as well. Om Tat Sat. Then I continue. On glorifying fellow mortals as though they had superhuman qualities has been, and always will be a mistake. Okay.
can we end it here and then continue another day, because I'd like to have it on screen so people can see it. So, you know.
Okay, let's see. We can do both, but let's see what it said here.
I have one last thing to say, Prabhu.
Okay.
After Prabhu reads, I'll just ask that. Yeah.
Okay, we can wait. I go deeply into it.
So, Prabhu, I have that
If we do
issue,
it
right?
again, then we can get Rupa Manjari to
Read,
give the
yeah.
quotation.
Yes. Yes, Mohit Prabhu, what were you going to say? Can you?
So when Prabhu says that, I mean, these are sannyasis which enjoy sex, right? So Prabhu, don't you think they can have a great grahastha life and then do it? It's okay, right? If you are engaged in a grahastha life, have Krishna
But
conscious
why
kids.
guru?
Why do you want
We
to
have
have sex when
Prabhupada
you are
is guru.
sannyasi?
Why are you
Right.
looking for a human guru?
Yeah.
No. If you're having a sannyasi life, I mean, just leave that sannyasi life, become a grahastha, right? Have sex, have babies, right? Have Krishna conscious kids and move on in life, right? Why do you want to have that position and then molest people and do this? This is
Well,
totally nonsensical, bro.
What is it nonsense? I'm sorry, I missed that. Can you repeat that?
Mohit Prabhu is saying a sannyasi having illicit sex with disciples and things like that, why don't they become a ordinary grihastha? You know, why they have to cheat others? What's the...
Well, sometimes they do, but sannyas is a lifetime vow. It's not just a thing you do for the weekend.
Oh, acha, these guys do it for a weekend, right? Like enjoying it, right?
I was a sannyasi for the weekend, but then my girlfriend brought me some Viagra and I decided to change.
Just be a simple guy rather than be simple guy, live a grahastha life, have Krishna conscious kids and move on in life, right? Where's the issue? You take a saffron dress just to impress people. That's like, bro, not truthful to yourself, not truthful to your soul. How would you preach Prabhupada, right? How would you please your guru? How would you please Krishna when you're inside wrong, right? You don't want to show it, right?
Okay, I think we're about time now. Narayan Prabhu will continue this meeting on Sunday.
Sounds great. Everything was okay?
Yeah, everything was okay. I don't think anything was not okay.
What was
great,
not
bro.
okay?
I said
I was
everything
not
was...
okay today, bro.
I
I've
said
asked so
everything-
many questions.
What was not okay?
No, I said nothing was not okay. I said,
Oh, you're using a double negative.
yeah.
Very clever.
I guess I was
Okay.
not okay, Prabhu. I was asking too many questions, right?
Questions
No,
are
you're
good.
correct.
Someone,
No, for God's sake. You should double your questions.
yeah, no, quadruple your questions.
Triple your questions, stop that, right?
Remember,
Got it.
we have to present questions that these outside devotees have, and our meetings
Exactly.
are being recorded and archived and published. So in the future, in 20, 30 years, if they see it, and if YouTube is still available, they can say, oh, this devotee asked this question that I have now. So
But it's like,
immediately-
bro, it's like you're attaching your consciousness with them, right? When you ask these questions, right? I didn't want to ask, but yeah. So
yeah, you should
I
ask.
started learning us, so I asked
Oh,
it,
you're
right?
on-
because I face
you're
it
on-
every day.
You
Yeah.
you're on board for 10,000 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
a lot of devotees, like our friend Banu, he's looking for mukti immediately. I want to go back to Godhead. I don't want to be here anymore. But if we think 10,000 years, then our compassion will increase. When our compassion increases, what happens? We become pure devotees. When your compassion is
Haribol.
100%, when you have compassion for every living being, which we need to do in order to deliver the souls in this Kali Yuga, we are back to Godhead. We don't have to go anywhere. We are here, and when we see the devotees begin to chant and dance in ecstasy, that will give us ecstasy, as it did Haridas Thakur. So now, I thought I had a question. What is the question? What is the question? Oh yeah, Ramachandra.
I guess it's time, bro.
You
Not,
left?
bro.
Okay. Thank you very much to all our devotees for joining Nara Narayan Prabhu.
Wait,
Yes.
Ramachandra. Are there nothing questions from the internet?
No questions from the internet, Prabhus.
You're kidding me.
No question. No questions. Just Hare Krishnas and some.
Oh, do you mean people put like little hearts on the internet to say they like what we're doing?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll give little hearts back again.
Jai. So thank you very much, Prabhu, for your enlightening insights, and Mohit Prabhu, your wonderful questions and realizations,
Yes.
Manjari, and Mahaprabhu for joining, and our online audience. Thank you very much for joining, sharing, and then if you have any questions, feel free to message us in our Facebook, YouTube, or join our WhatsApp group, and where you can participate.
Yes.
Any concluding words, Mohit Prabhu, Nara Narayan Prabhu? Then we'll sign out.
No concluding words. It's just Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Just follow Prabhupada. Everything will come automatically to you.
Sure.
If you want to have a great spiritual life. If you don't want to have a spiritual life, go ahead with other mundane things. This world, we don't care.
My only last verse is 500 temples. And when you walk into each temple, you hear Prabhupada's recorded kirtan being listened to. And when the devotees have kirtan, if you go to one temple or another temple, the kirtan will sound the same because it's all taken from the same recordings. You see? So there would be no difference. But if you want to do separate kirtan, you go out on Sankirtan, you chant Prabhupada kirtan. If you don't want to chant Prabhupada kirtan, go to some other temple, do what you please. You know? It doesn't matter.
All right.
Nobody's forced. We're trying to keep the standard. Oh, you know what? Who's doing what we're doing?
Who?
The Parsis.
What?
The Parsis, the Zoroastrians. You know what they do?
No.
I'm not talking about ziggurats, but what they do is they have a temple. And in that temple, they have a fire that's been burning for 1,000 years. And the only fuel they put on the fire is sandalwood.
Wow.
That's what we're doing with the idea of each ISKCON temple. We'll put the sandalwood on the fire to produce Prabhupada's kirtan melodies.
Jai. Okay.
In
Yes,
other
Prabhu.
words, there's precedent for it. It's been done. It's being done as we speak, even in Iran. Okay, Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
I am your eternal servant.
Hare Krishna.
Servant, 10,000 servant.
Haribol. All glory to Srila Prabhupada.
All glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Jai.